And we are a step closer to reopening the government. 7 Democratic senators and an independent who caucuses with Democrats voted to advance a funding bill last night. They agreed to help Republicans reach the 60-vote threshold they need in exchange for a promised vote on health care subsidies next month. Before yesterday's vote, Senate Majority Leader John Thune said he's optimistic about this deal.
After 40 long days, I'm hopeful that we can finally bring this shutdown to an end. I don't need to go over all the reasons why it's imperative that we get the government open as soon as possible. From the truly precarious situation we are in with regard to air travel to the fact that our staffs have been working without pay for a full 40 days now, all of us, Republicans and Democrats, who support this bill know that the time to act is now.
CBS News congressional correspondent Caitlin Huey-Burns joins us from Capitol Hill with the latest on all this. Good morning, Caitlin. So why did these Democrats decide to support the GOP bill after resisting for weeks? And what is the next step?
Yeah, Errol, it has been a long 40 days up here, to say the least. This was a huge breakthrough that we saw last night, and there are still many steps to go, and I'll outline those in a moment. But here you had 8 members of the Democratic caucus break with their party and agree to support this funding bill. Essentially, from what they have told us, the argument was they knew that they weren't going to be able to secure the health care outcomes that they wanted in terms of policy. The writing was on the wall. Republicans had made clear that they weren't going to give Democrats what they wanted. And they also recognized that the pain of the shutdown was just becoming too much without the guarantee of that health care policy outcome. Coupled with the pain of the shutdown, that led us to where we are, where you saw those Democrats breaking. Now, the proposal at hand is a big one, but it doesn't give the Democrats what they wanted. Basically, this will extend government funding through the end of January. It will also include 3 longer-term funding bills that have been negotiated by both parties. That will be a year extension for several items on for several agencies. That also includes increased money for SNAP funding, food stamp funding that we've been talking about for a while. And it also promises a vote on extending those health care subsidies. Not a policy outcome, but the promise of a vote. And that is where Democrats who didn't support this are really upset.
And Caitlin, even though there's increased funding for SNAP, the food assistance itself does remain in limbo today for millions of Americans as things are sorted out legally. So where does that stand?
Yeah, Errol, the funding that I was talking about would be for the future, the next year or so. And right now, as you mentioned, people are still in limbo. Just over the weekend, the Department of Agriculture sent a message to states ordering them to undo the money that they had sent, the full payments that they had sent to SNAP recipients because of all of these court reviews. Remember, the Supreme Court over the weekend issued a stay while the lower courts, they hear the arguments from the lower courts. So there's still a lot to be worked out here. So even if SNAP is funding, even if the government reopens, the benefits still have not gone out to everybody for this month. And a lot of people are wondering what they're supposed to do in the meantime.
Yeah, well, at least there's a sign of progress on Capitol Hill. Caitlin Huey-Burns with the latest. Thank you, Caitlin.